All right, people. This is Brother Reed here. I want to do a review of a video that St. Louis had about Stacy B. From my understanding, this is the same character, Stacy B, that had caused a division between some people from listening to this sector inspector person. And I want to see if that video is still on here because I want to review it. Because I have a lot that I want to say too as well. And no, what the fuck? Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna find this video. Where the fuck is? Now wait a minute. Now say, there we go. There it is. There's a video. So
I am going to say this, and I really don't give a fuck who this offends.
all right. So I'm gonna get this video on here. We're gonna review it. Fair use commentary. Fair use commentary. I want to really do this because I want to see something. I'm curious about some things, and two, I'm curious. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, people. Fair use commentary. Fair use commentary.
I am going to say this, and
Now I'm gonna do something specific here, and I got an idea. I'm very curious about something, so I'm gonna do this here. When I say number two, I'm gonna say hypocrisy. If you don't hear me say number two, that means there's no hypocrisy on the other end. Okay? So when I get something on the other end, I'm going to say number two. So remember the word number two if I mention it and know what number two means, hypocrisy. All right, let's do it. So I'm going to do something that I'm not going to say on here. I'm going to disable the chat. But I'm also, keep in mind, reason why I'm doing number two. Number two is going to be our sign, which we're not going to say why, but it's a hypocrisy of something. Then I'm going to disable the chat. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to disable this chat just because I don't, want to be bothered. So I'm going to disable the chat. So just do that. I'm going to do this. So fair use commentary, fair use commentary. So I disabled the chat. So let's do it.
I really don't give a fuck. I am going to say this, and I really don't give a fuck who this offends. I don't care about your feelings. Your feelings mean absolutely nothing to me. But there's been a lot of hypocrisy today over the past 24 hours, I say. Let me just say this about the Onan C-Dub situation. Why everybody trying to say, oh, Michael turned Onan against Dub. First of all, Onan said it himself multiple times. Onan never came to me. When I saw Onan post about how C-Dub did him, I commented. I have a right to. So let me say this to you, Stacy B. And Sparkle, I don't give a fuck if you get mad. And I'm going to say this to you too. I'm not sending you shit. Now, you asked me to email you information on Liz. Them screenshots with her talking about Mexicans and all that. But then you did some whole shit today on your platform. So it's okay for Meat Cruz and Stacy B to talk about me. But when I pop their ass back, you want to say, oh, they not gonna be bullied on my platform, but yet and still you want me to send you information. I ain't cut like that. You want information on Liz, you get it your way. I'm not doing that. I ain't doing nothing for nobody else on this motherfucking app. Just like Reed keep wanting me to send him a video, but I've been asking Reed 6 months for a particular video that he said he had, and he ain't sent it to me. I'm done being nice to people. I'm done. All that hypocrisy shit that went on today, I'm done. Sparkle, you act like people on your platform, you act like they so holy that they can't be fucking talked about. But I'm supposed to sit up there and take narcissistic abuse from people on your platform, but I ain't allowed to say nothing. It's funny how this person is going around pretending they
All right, so let me stop here. We'll be in the game. 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 10 seconds. First of all, mostly a lot of what you do is on a first party basis. Basically, what you do a video and it's just a first party thing. It's not really pertaining to a person. Everything ends with you, or starts with you, ends with you, the first party. Now, as far as the lack of honesty, I'm reading notes here. I got two things on my note. Lack of honesty. You should have told me this shit on the phone. If you didn't want to send me no video, you should have told me this over the telephone, not through no YouTube video, or said something. Because if someone asked me for something, I would have just said no. Now, whatever reason that I didn't send whatever video you asked me, it's either two or three things. Number one, either I don't have it. Number two, I don't know where it's at, because at the time when I had these files, uh, I was not organized with none of these files on my computer. That's number two. Number three, I don't have it. It's possible I may not even have it. Now, you're holding on to something that's 6 months ago. I remember you asking me something about Patrina Douglas, and I told you I don't know nothing about that. Then you asked me something about what was it? It was something to do with One Love. All of One Love's videos, and I said that I'm not organized in my filing. You understand? I don't know all the videos of One Love. I only know some, but not all. And this is another thing I've noticed of you. When people don't send you stuff, you tend to use it against them, even if it's something that they can't control. Like if I had everything, like 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 if I could send you what I could send you, I would. And you know that. Now the fact that, because there was some things you asked me, and I said I don't know nothing about it, and I don't have a video about it. If I don't have something, why hold it against me? Why are you gonna get mad at somebody because their computer is not organized, which is not your fault, but it's my fault? How are you gonna get mad at somebody because they may not have the video, or don't have the video at all, and don't have no information on where to find the video? Okay? Now, if you didn't want to send me the video between myself and this Quay character, you should have told me on the telephone when I was on the phone. That's why I asked you about it a couple times, because I had the premonition that you wasn't being honest with me. I felt it in the discernment. It's not a premonition, it's more discernment. But anyway.
they so sick, but they on platforms causing the most chaos. And remember when Q passed away, this person said Q got exactly what she deserved. And she got called out by every content creator for saying that shit. And I said what I said. That's why Trees went in on her ass. I said what I said. And Sparkle, you can get mad all the fuck you want to. And the thing about it is, I ain't said nothing to none of y'all motherfuckers this year. I was doing my own thing. Y'all kept having my name in y'all mouth. I let shit slide. I let it slide. Then the other
Let me
day,
stop here. When people talk about you, you gotta let it go. Like C Dub was saying that I was on his stupid chat doing something, and that wasn't even me. And I just, as I'm streaming this nut, I was like fixing my camcorder, a camcorder I bought, and I'm looking at this nigga. I said, "What in the world?" This nigga lie and said that I was on his stream under other accounts when I showed in that same scene as I heard him said this of the manual that I was staring at to put this damn camera back together. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot my train of thought. Let me go back here.
I was doing my own thing. Y'all kept having.
So what I'm saying is that I remember now. When people mention you, you kind of have to put a pass on it. Liz Jackson said that she wants to do something against me for talking about. Now I'm thinking, how the fuck you gonna get mad at somebody because they have a right to talk about them? That's so stupid as hell. I don't know what it is. You have to take it at the chin, and if you were a father, you would know what leadership is. Leadership is taking it at the chin, but also throwing some punches back. You see what I'm saying? Leadership is an input and output thing. It's an input and output pass. So if God ordained your ass as a father in terms of your son, then he would want you to be a leader all your life. Because if once a leader, always a leader. Whether if your son is dead or graduated or not dead or whatever, God allowed your ass to have a son to put you in a position in the body of Christ where your ass can have good leadership skills in terms of helping your fellow man, woman, and child, and your damn self as well. And part of leadership is you have to take some abuse. It's like a monster truck. It's like some heavy ass vehicle. It's like some goddamn motherfucker like a goddamn motherfucking protective bulletproof glass. Leadership is that which is that power that's supposed to be in us. Now I will admit that we are only human. That leadership we're not perfect on, and we are programmed to know that leadership in a false way, that leadership is all about this just throwing that stuff at people. No, you got to take stuff that's thrown at you as well as throwing it at these motherfuckers. That's leadership. And there are parents that have sons and daughters, single parents, non-single parents. They don't even know that the admonition of leadership. The only thing they know about it is the president. The only thing they may know about is something to do with Congress. But it goes more than that. And then as far as this body of Christ or body of Yah, it doesn't, it only goes far as the pastor, but then yet, why have parents if it's only a pastor? Why just have the pastor raise the whole fucking children of the fucking flock? Child by. See, God wants you to do better than that. If somebody mentions your name in something that's not true, you should have a right to respond. But if someone mentions your name in an opinion in a way that's their opinion, in a way that's not attacking, and it's not doing something that's in a good, that's not in a bad intentional way, then you have to let it go, brother.
Having my name in y'all mouth. I let shit slide. I let it slide.
How many motherfuckers that had my name in their mouth, including your ass? Liz Jackson had her name in my mouth. C Dub had his name in my mouth. Other people, I could show you a handful of motherfuckers that had my name in their mouth, but I'm still moving. As long as I get what the fuck I want and how the fuck I want it, I don't give a fuck what no one thinks. You dig what I'm saying? You gotta go Akuna Matata.
Then the other day, this whole ass nigga, Sea Devil, he goes over on Reed's platform. Now, mind you, the nigga said that Reed hacked into his StreamYard, and the nigga said that Reed hacked him, right? Okay, so if Reed allegedly hacked you, why would you go up on somebody's platform?
That's the thing. C-Dub knows he's lying. And C-Dub, you need to, if you're this child of God, God would have told your black ass that you need to apologize to just lying on people on shit that ain't real. I mean, you realize in Revelations 21, verse 8, that all liars will have their part in the lake of fire that burning with sulfur. Your ass and your mama ass is gonna burn right in hell with gasoline George Bush draws on. And them motherfuckers are expensive, girl and boy.
Form that you said hacked you. The nigga went over there on Reed platform, took over Reed platform, was talking.
I wouldn't say he took over. He tried to take a narrative and make it look like something else other than what it was. That could have been anybody that sent that naked photo of somebody on Sparkle's page. Because I'm going to tell you something. If Michael wanted to do something, well, we already know what he would do. As far as the butt cheeks thing. Not that I'm making light on that, but I'm giving that as an example. Michael would have did it himself, in other words. And two, if I'm not mistaken, Sparkle, you was complaining about names that you haven't even seen in your chat that was saying a bunch of crap to you. And some of them people have visited my channel. Okay? So why it's not just like a person or two. You ever came to consider there's more than one type of people that visit your channel? You know, it's crazy. Like I said, it goes both ways. You can't just say a person's name without evidence if it's that person or not. Just like with Liz Jackson and with the truth, you can't say if a person is this or a person is that. You got to have evidence, especially a lawyer. Lawyers should have better sense because y'all the same motherfucking people that if a nigga or some other person don't have a motherfucking case and you get the free consolation, all that other goddamn shit, child, you bitches won't even call that motherfucker back to let him know about a case. Y'all just move on and just not even call him back. That's what lawyers do. When you go and get a free consultation, if they feel that there's nothing they could do on your case, they won't even send no one to call for them. You be waiting and waiting and waiting, and they'll lie and say, well, we'll call you. Nah. So you ought to know by that narrative not to lie and say that Brother Reed hacked into Diamond's computer. All this stuff you said over the summer. Then, truth, you ought to know by your experience and occupation, same thing, not to say that Michael sent me to places. Michael don't send me to places. You're just hearing the man speaking about me now, which he's telling the truth in the sense of he don't bother with me much, he don't fuck with me much. It's the truth.
But sneak dissing other people, talking about me. Then when I wanted to come up there to defend myself, he gonna tell Reed, don't let me up.
Well, I don't remember him saying that, but I allowed you on there, and I think I remember him saying I wanted to finish up, but I had to say it okay, and after he was finished, I was gonna let Michael up. So I allowed C Dub. First of all, I didn't even know what the hell C Dub was talking about. He was telling me that this internet beef wasn't even worth it and all this other stuff. So I'm trying to think, well, where is he getting at? I'm trying to figure out. Then when I learned about this picture thing with Sparkle, and I'm thinking, why is he telling me this? And I just listened. I kept my eyes closed, literally. I mean, physically, I had my eyes closed, and I just listened just to try to take in of what was going on. And then when I saw St. Louis in the back chat, I said, oh no, I think I know what this is going to end up being. Then when I let him up, it was exactly kind of as I thought. Now, first of all, let me be honest. Both of y'all over talked. I'm trying to get one question in, and I couldn't. It was real bad. It was very uncomfortable for me, and it was just like I said. It was the most strangest episode I have ever seen. Now, St. Louis did apologize the way everything went on the StreamYard part, but I mean, C Dub, like, sat there and he came on there. And now, when St. Louis told me to take C Dub off, I did, but I didn't do it because of him. I did it because the same screaming and shouting match were the same. And I let C Dub speak for about 5 or 10 minutes, and St. Louis mostly been yelling and screaming at him. So I just let St. Louis do what he do as far as a response back to C Dub. I try to make it fair as best I can. Now, I wouldn't say C Dub would take over the show. He was trying to change a narrative of what I saw on Sparkle's page to make it look like it's just that person because he heard me saying some discrepancies about St. Louis. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say about that.
And Reed like he was so goddamn scared, he listened to him. But then
I wasn't scared. I was more like dazed because I can't believe this is happening. Now, first of all, I allowed him to speak, but I also allowed you to speak. And at the end, you the one that was speaking. And when you was done, you left, as you wanted to.
he gonna let me up and drop him back down. But eventually he brought him
The
back.
way I did it was this: I wanted to have one person speak one at a time. C Dub claimed he wanted to have one more thing to say or something to that effect. I don't remember. I'm paraphrasing. I led him up, and it was just this back and forth. And I said, you know what?
Back up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't said nothing to none of y'all this year. I was doing my own thing, but y'all kept fucking with me. And this is what y'all do. Every time y'all fuck with me, it's fun and games. But then when I pop y'all ass, y'all want to get mad. Yeah, he need content. Yeah, he does. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of fucking hypocrites because y'all hate me, and which is the feelings mutual. Y'all
Hate me. I don't have no hate towards you. I don't have no hate towards you. I mean, I see a lot of things, a lot of discrepancies, just as I saw in Schizo Jackson. Now, some discrepancies, it's not the same as Schizo Jackson's. Yours ain't the same as hers, and then that other guy, Troop, ain't the same as yours either. Everyone's discrepancies is different.
can't stand me, which is the feelings mutual. Y'all
Well, if I couldn't stand you, well, I wouldn't be finding out what channels you be having on YouTube.
just gonna talk shit.
But the only thing I never checked out was no station head or nothing. I don't even know what that is. And you lied and said you were gonna send me that information, but you never did. And it's all good. I mean, I'm not angry about it. I'm just speaking the truth on this here stream. I'm speaking the truth.
Shit because it's me. Y'all gonna talk shit. But it was cool when this whole ass nigga went on Goody platform, turned
I don't even follow that bitch. That bitch is ugly on the inside. Every time I go on that bitch stream, she be cussing like a mug.
Goody against me. Went on Sammy platform, which I'm glad he did because ZX confronted his ass. Went on Aaron platform, tried to turn all these people against me to get people to come on his bitch ass channel. Well, Sammy and Aaron seen through his bullshit, and they did his ass up and down. But the minute I go on Onan platform, oh, it's big shit now. It's a big.
Now, this one thing I will agree with you on. C Dub said that old man is not worth it, yada yada yada. But yeah, he did a response. But then he justified it and say, "Well, oh, I was just peeking the game. I be quiet." But then I just take it all and I'll be downloading in my head and all this nonsense.
Issue. Just like, and I'm gonna say this. Sparkle, when Essie was on my platform, you was one of the main people attacking me saying I set Leah's up. But it's very
If he said that, he's definitely lying. Because how are you gonna set somebody up when at that time they chose to come up on your platform? Les Jackson, I'm talking about.
very hypocritical. You had the same person on your platform. Now that is what I call a setup. But I didn't see
Well, what
nobody
I
do
think
no
what it
5, 4,
is that it was something to do with Spook and One Love, and then that Liz Jackson came up. That was it.
5-hour live streams talking about how you set Leah's up. But when Essie came on my platform, and because I wouldn't curse Essie out for Liz, there was like
Now, I will say this: Essie should speak her mind, but I think you should have let the truth speak his mind, and as well as Liz Jackson. Now, if you did it to get back at C Dub, that's one thing, but uh, Truth and Liz had nothing to do with that. Um, because like the only reason why I think Truth was angry and Liz Jackson was because you didn't allow them to do a rebuttal in terms of the things that Essie did to them allegedly. You see what I'm saying? I agree uh, that there was some hypocrisy behind this, but I disagree with letting one side speak and then having that one side dictating to you of what you should not have on your platform. Because Essie told you at that time, don't let nobody else up and let them talk about me. If they want to talk about me, have them come on my channel. And I'm thinking, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Ain't no way the fuck that I'm gonna get some woman that had never visited my channel to just come on my channel and tell me what not to have. I'm gonna be fair to the recipient, but if people want their voices to be heard, I'm gonna let them talk on that. I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna let them say some things on my platform.
podcasts done on me just about every fucking day, all because I wouldn't cuss this lady out. I'm done being nice to people this year. I ain't sending nobody shit. Y'all motherfuckers want to use me to give.
Use you. I wasn't using you. If I wanted to use you, I don't even know. I'm trying to make sense out of that. What I be using you for when I don't even know who you are? Oh, I can give an example. If I wanted to use you, I would have asked you for cash apps. But nah, I don't. I don't want nothing from you. Even if you had the money, I don't. Listen. I already know you never intended to do anything. This ain't the first time you said you would do stuff and you never did. Okay, it's only when that person serves your ass is when they're entitled to stuff. But I would just say, if you were going to have an honest conversation with a person, I would say if that's how you feel, that you should have said it like that over the telephone with me or just with anybody. Just be honest.
Give y'all shit, but then you want to talk shit about me and want to no, fuck that. I ain't cut from that kind of cloth. Sparkle, if you want that information about what Leah said, get it some other kind of way.
I'll be fine. I mean, I listen. I'll be fine.
Emailed it to you about 5 or 6 times, and my thing is, you asked me to email you. And Stacy, instead of you minding your business, staying in your lane, minding your fucking business, but because you hate me so much, Michael trying to turn C Dub trying to turn Sparkle against.
Then that's a lie. It was actually something that C Dub did It had nothing to do with St. Louis. Onan came to C-Dub uh, because they did a video laughing and making jokes about some person going to prison or some shit, and he thought it was offensive about the laughing and the joking because a lot of people died in this scenario. Now, it was C Dub's own fault. Now, I noticed this Stacy character, she likes to get into beefs when there's beefs around. And that bitch ain't worth my time if she would have come on my channel. Ain't even worth a back and forth. It's just as much as just the shit that's sitting on the goddamn grass that's left by a dog.
See,
We leave it there until it just gets picked up and thrown in the trash, or just the rain, the water, everything just washes it the fuck out.
Sparkle already know the nigga a snake. Sparkle already know that.
And let me just say this, Sparkle, if you think C-Dub cares about you, he doesn't. And if you think that you care, well, C-Dub, if you think Sparkle has your back, he don't give a fuck about you, I can sense them spirits in your asses, both.
That nigga a snake. And you need to mind your fucking business. And almost.
Yeah, Aaron was telling that bitch, Stacy, to mind her business. That's what that cunt need to do. She's a damn cunt.
And like I said, every time you say something about me, I'm gonna hit your illness. Every fucking time. You keep your mouth off me, I'll keep my mouth off your fake illness. But see, you want to dish it out, Stacy, but see, you can't take it. And that's exactly what Mel and them was talking about. You try to use that shit for a clutch, and I noticed that shit. A lot of y'all will do that shit. Y'all will try to play the mental illness card. Y'all will try to.
Well, as far as mental illness, it is what it is. But if something happens after that, it is what it is.
Play the sympathy card. Oh,
I don't need nobody's sympathy, and I damn sure don't need yours. Listen, I can survive without sympathy. You know, probably within 5 years, I'll probably be in prison or doing something.
I'm sick. Oh, I'm mentally ill. Oh, I'm part of a certain community. Oh, I'm part of a certain religion. Oh, I'm part of a certain this. But see, but y'all be the main ones on here fucking with people, and then when somebody want to pop y'all ass, y'all want to talk about, oh, they talking about my illness. They talking about my my sexual orient.
Let me just say this: the whole character Stacy having cancer has really little or nothing to do with what the fuck she does. Cause that's not even part of cancer. What that bitch does is not even part of cancer, so it shouldn't even be mentioned at all. That's my opinion.
They talking about my religion, but y'all be on here doing the most shit. Like I said, with the Onan situation, I know how Onan feel, because that whole ass nigga C-Double did me the same.
Yeah, but you also know how he feels, because it's sort of a payback, a semi payback in your mindset.
Same fucking way. The same fucking way. You know what I'm saying? When this nigga was beefing with y'all, with your ass,
Big Quave, and said that C-Dub would say you're welcome to the family, when really he'll secretively block you and you don't be knowing about it.
Sparkle, and with One Love, that nigga would always come to me and want me to watch y'all page and give fucking clips. And
let me ask you a question, Michael. Have I asked your ass to watch pages that I've watched on my own? No. But yet, when you do a video about a person, or just generalizing everybody, you like to put everybody in one category. You don't like to divide properly. It's like, okay, everybody's the same in my book as the rest because it's the internet, it's this such and such rah. Okay, if that makes any sense to you.
It's not what the fuck I say, it's what the fuck I can prove. That's why I record everybody. Especially the ones that I know that's gonna lie and say certain things. No, I ain't never did. That's why I won't release the shit on YouTube, because they'll flag my page, but it's out there on other websites. And I'm not telling what other websites I'm on, Cause I ain't got time for nobody trying to, you know what I'm saying, coming over trying to mess up my brand. I went on.
Brand. I'm sorry, I don't think you really have no brand. I'm not attacking you, but you really are a person that does videos on YouTube. You see, having a brand means uh, to do something for your audience, and maybe around maybe to yourself to a certain degree. But I don't consider it a brand. I don't think so. I just a a blogger. That's all it is.
On their page, and last I no, I'm
I mean,
grown.
I never even considered St. Louis a brand. The whole time, I never considered him a brand.
I don't owe none of y'all no explanation. And then Stacy, you and
Well, you're right. You don't owe nobody an explanation. But I'll tell you this: you don't have to lie to people. You could be honest, just as you are in this video. Could be honest in a private setting.
the goddamn chat talking about that old man lied about Dolph, saying that he's saying that Dolph faked his death. You in there talking shit about him. You don't even know what the fuck you talking about. Instead of staying in your fucking lane, minding your business. You know what I'm saying? That hypocrisy shit is what get to me. I heard One Love tonight say everybody got a right to respond. Okay, touche. I got a right to respond too. But don't get mad when I start hitting you.
Well, that's kind of hypocrite because here's the thing. How can you say that when you said, well, if St. Louis talks about me, I'm gonna bring back this stuff I had on my page. That's hypocritical.
Y'all ass with the truth. Y'all like I said, there's motherfuckers on here that want to talk about me, right? But these the same motherfuckers that's committing adultery. This the same motherfuckers that's going back doing some crooked shit. They supposed to be
I'll admit, I want some pussy, and I ain't afraid to admit it. I don't give a fuck. But that's another story.
so-called attorneys. They doing crooked shit. It's motherfuckers that's supposed to be all about peace, but they behind the scenes.
Yeah, C Dub was talking this peace stuff. Yeah, but yet, how can you talk that when you spent about 3 hours attacking your former homeboy Onan? Because you see this, like half of the shit you did to me or did to other people, like Michael. If somebody did that back, you have the same spirit that Michael has, similar. And it's this repaying back spirit.
Creating chaos, doing a little sneak dissing. Like I said, I let a lot of shit slide. That nigga was
Let a
sneak.
lot of shit slide. What are you, are these people's fathers or something, man? What you like? What are you coming off saying? I let people slide. Are you these characters' fathers or mothers or some type of authority figure? You're just a YouTuber. You're just a blogger. That's all you are. I'm sorry, but my motherfucking ass the same way. I'm nothing. I ain't got no brand my own self.
Dissing me for 2 weeks in a row. I ain't say shit. But
Well, uh, if you could say that, you dissed phone calls that I have made and left messages of in the past 2 years going on now. Now, am I offended? No, because I know how people like you are. I've dealt with this for 25 years. In fact, I'm comparing you to someone I knew when I was a kid. And one day I'm going to do a video talking about that comparison. But it's more than going to be based on the person I knew when I was a kid.
then when he went over there on Reed page, I said, that's it. And this is what y'all do to me every fucking time. Then when I pop off and get in y'all ass.
Michael, you notice that some of these people be doing the same thing to each other as besides yourself? You're on this first party spectrum. You know what? You ever heard of USI? What is USI? unwanted self-importance. That's what you have. I had motherfuckers that say the same thing to me years ago.
Y'all want to say something. Like that whole ass motherfucker Canadian bacon mad boy. Still want to talk that shit.
Mad Boy is nothing. Mad Boy ain't even nothing to talk about. All you had to do, if there was a real hacker that could hack on his shit, all you had to do is just take something and edit it, and he'll go crazy over nothing. He's nothing. He's nothing but a toy that you can play with and mold, and then mash the fuck out of it like blocks, and then just rebuild the blocks. That's all he is. He's just a tool.
Alright. That's why I chewed this motherfucking ass out. It's a lot of fucking.
And I find it really weird when you said this character was of God. And I'm thinking this guy don't even seem like a Christian religious person. I don't even act like it. Because I can listen to people's voices and tell if a person is shit or not. And I don't know. I think his concepts of God is that of the world. That's my opinion.
Hypocrisy on this fucking app within certain groups of people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking no abuse from nobody. You say something to me, I'm gonna clap back at you. I don't give a fuck.
And well, if that okay, if you could say that, the leadership also requires you to take the abuse and clap back at the same time, both. If you could say that. But there are some things, keep in mind. Like, let's say somebody say, well, Reed probably lives in the car. Am I going to get offended about someone making up stories about me living in the car? No, I'm going to be laughing. And you know, because it's not worth even responding. It's better for people to know nothing about you than to know about you, because the less you say, the better. The less they know, the better. It works to my advantage. Some things that ain't always worth saying all the time, and some things are. But if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm speaking on my own experience.
Who get mad? I ain't kissing nobody ass, because at the end of the day,
I've had motherfuckers that told me I don't have this gift of spiritual discernment and prophecy. Am I mad? No. Because, well, one thing, when you get mad, you use that to insult me, but it doesn't, because I know what I have, because I've dealt with the shit. And then other people, when they do the same thing, I just ignore it. I just either laugh at it or I ignore it. Or I would just say, God, give this thing to that nigga. Give this thing to that bitch. Give that thing to that cracker. Give that thing to that motherfucker person. Ciao, bye.
hey, none of y'all hoe ass niggas and none of y'all hoe ass bitches ain't feeding me and financing me. None of y'all.
And you ain't doing nothing either. Only thing you've done is what you've been doing since 2 years ago. Hell no, I'm not going to expect too much. But there is something that I see of you that had me follow you for 2 years. And I'm going to talk about that in a future video.
That nigga is a snake.
It's regarding a classmate I used to know. What's St. Louis got to do with a classmate that you used to know? It's relevant. Just stay tuned and wait for it.
I went over there, and I wasn't the only one that told old Dan about how that nigga did. I ain't saying no names.
But I've saw people in the comment section that talked about C-Dub being this, and they try to warn that character.
But I ain't the only one that went over there, and that's all I'm gonna say. That, you know what I'm saying? I told Onan my story. I told Onan how that nigga did me, and that was that. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker and his mammy.
And then C-Dub, you never apologized to making up lies. Like, you said that Michael sent me the stuff. Now, listening to this first well, listening to my commentary of this, does this sound like a motherfucker that tells me what to do and stuff? Hell no. Now get it through your thick black head, nigga.
Got a history of doing that shit with people. They lie on people. I got videos right motherfucking now that I have not released to the public where she came on my platform and said some shit that I haven't even released yet. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to see before I release it. I'm keeping my arsenal to myself. But my thing is, if I ain't fucking with you, why you fucking with me? But see, it was cool when you went on different people platforms and told.
I have a question. Why'd you ask me for your email address and then claim you were going to send something when you know you weren't going to do it? What was your intent on getting my email address? That part.
People not to talk to me. See, it was cool when you did that snake ass shit. It was cool and fun and games when you went on Sammy page, told Sammy not to talk to me. It was cool when you told Aaron not to talk to me. It was cool when you told Goody not to talk to me. It was cool when you did that shit. But because I saw a post and I responded to it, oh, then you lied on Onan. Oh, Onan got my op up on his platform, blah, blah, blah. Nigga, Onan did not run to me, but you ran to his op. You went over there and ran right to that man op. Onan didn't come to me. I went to Onan. When I seen his post, I went and I responded to Onan's post to let Onan know that he wasn't alone. That the same shit that was did to him was done to me. That's how that nigga is. Just like he was sneak dissing Sparkle and them the other day, low key. When Liz was over there lying, talking about all of us was working together.
And I believe, I do agree with you when we spoke on the telephone about C-Dub, because you had the same kind of dream that I had. Like me and Michael, we had a dream that C-Dub was going to fall out with Sparkle, One Love, and Spook TV. It was all going to be over Schizo Jackson. And when he told me about this dream, I said I had that same dream myself. And in the dream, it was Spook TV going back calling him this like wide-nosed person. And it was a whole lot of other stuff. I mean, and I woke up from the dream, and I knew it was a dream, but I almost thought it almost felt real. Because all that shit happened on Sparkle's page in the dream. And when Michael said something about a dream, and I didn't even mention the dream to him, I said, what? I had that same dream. But it was like his was a little bit different. Like his was like it was about the same, but it was a little more detailed than mine.
Together. I ain't working with no motherfucking body. I'm like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's pretty much what you is. I mean, let me tell you my experience with St. Louis, and I want people like C-Dub to get what I'm saying. When I call this guy, he don't barely call me back. He don't take me seriously. He don't. I'm not offended over it because I've dealt with a dozen people like him. 2 years ago, I was offended. Yeah. A year and a half ago, was I offended? Yeah. But now I don't give a fuck because I know what to expect from people like St. Louis. Nothing. I'm not angry. I'm not against the character, but I'm speaking what it is. You made it look like that myself, Jason Paul, and this St. Louis character work together. And Schizo Jackson, you as a lawyer saying they're all in it together. Well, bitch, let me tell you something. I got voicemails of St. Louis saying some stuff to me because I had spoken out about him recently. Now, I got evidence that will light up a file cabinet of that of an attorney. And you're an attorney, all you could do is go by your opinion. Well, I thought an attorney ain't supposed to go by an opinion, it's supposed to go by the facts and the law. Bitch.
I stick to myself. I don't work on no team. I don't work in no group.
I stick to myself too. I don't even like humans. I'm ashamed that the Most High made me a human. And I said a few days ago, fuck God for making me a human.
I do my
Fuck him.
own shit. I ain't working with nobody. Ain't nobody paying me. I know that lie was put out there that I'm being paid. Ain't nobody paying.
Oh yeah, somebody was saying the same shit about Jason Paul and them other characters. Boy, bye.
Pay me to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody pay me to do shit. And
But wait a minute. Anyway, why did you? Let me not get into what I'm thinking. There's something. There was a discrepancy. But let me just.
speaking of information, Liz want me to give her some information on One Love.
And that's why when you told me to get some videos, number one, I couldn't do it because all no videos I had I was not organized in. Number two, something told me even if you were able to organize everything and get it done, it ain't worth it because them people are going to go right back and doing something totally different. That was the thought that I had in my mind. At first, I didn't think I was right until after Quay died.
And I'm not giving Liz a goddamn thing because I was nice to your ass.
Now, this bitch had contacted me one time and said something about some cousin or somebody that she knows. Like I give a fuck about your family member. I didn't even look up that person. No, I give a fuck. I don't care.
I let you come on my platform every time you would leave a comment, St. Louis go live. St. Louis go live. It ain't what I say, it's what I can prove. I gave you the benefit of the.
Well, at least you don't have. At least you can't say that Reed told me to go live because I never told your ass to go live. I'm happy I wasn't part of that group.
Doubt. And at one time, I did feel sorry for you. But after the way you lied on me, lied and said I set you up with Essie.
And then doing you all kind of ways.
You did all that whole shit, lying.
Playing hoe. That the bitch that she is. That she's a hoe. That ain't a woman, that's a hoe, child.
And then from what Sparkle said, you lied and said that I'm the reason why somebody drove off the road or some shit he was telling me yesterday.
Sparkle always be talking crazy stuff.
You just lie on people. You get what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said about that other hoe ass nigga. You and him both deserve each other. I said what I said. He a big liar. You a big liar. I don't feel sorry for neither one of you. But my thing is that hypocrisy shit, that's what get to me.
See, here's the thing. Like, me and St. Louis can part ways, and then C-Dub be stupid enough to say, oh, hey, man, how you doing? Join me. I'm like, I ain't join you. Because it'd be no more different than every other fucker I dealt with in my 25 years on this, dealing with this case since the encounter I had with this classmate from the elementary school I used to go to. Hell no. I'd rather be a hermit in a prison cell or dead, like Quay. Honestly, I'd rather for Quay to be alive here and me to go to heaven up there with the Lord and fuck all everybody.
And then when I speak on it, motherfuckers want to get mad. I say what the fuck I want to say. This is my mouth. This is my channel. I do what I want to do on my channel. But you know what I'm saying? And then Sparkle with that shit that you did. Now, you asked me to email you the receipts on Liz. But then you're going to turn around and going to let Stacy tell you some bullshit. And then when I wanted to come up and defend myself, you wanted to drop me. No. And then I seen that slick shit that you said. So, you know,
The Hampstead one.
I'm not sending you nothing. You want receipts on this? I suggest you go over to somebody else's channel and get some receipts. The receipts I got, like I said, I emailed them to you. You claim you didn't get it. I emailed them to you. I never asked for your email address. You gave me your email address. You're the one that told me to email you them receipts. I didn't come up and say, hey, Sparkle, what's your email address? You gave me your email address. And then you want to feel some type of way because I check your whole ass friend. But wait a minute. Why is it okay for your friends to say stuff to people, but then when somebody want to check them, you want to get mad? That's being a hypocrite. That's being a snake. She said something about me and I clapped back at her. Then she went up on the panel and lied. She went up on the panel and lied and said that I was talking about her cancer. That ain't what the fuck I said. She's a liar, just like she lied and said that Onan had asked me a question and said that I said that it wasn't me. Oh, that is not what Onan said. And I'm glad Trees called her ass out. I'm glad she did. I don't have no sympathy for Stacy B. After that shit she did when Q passed away, talking about Q got what she deserved. She lied and said she never said that. Another content creator pulled up the clip when she said it and chewed her ass out about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. I ain't sending nobody no videos. I ain't sending nobody no screenshots. I'm not doing no shit like that no more. Then you want to talk about me, but then you want me to send you something. That ain't how that work. I ain't cut from that type of cloth. Ain't nobody gonna use me and then want to talk shit.
I have a question. When The Truth did a video about Jason the Racist, I quote the title, why did you mention to The Truth that, Reed uses the N-word? And that video wasn't even about me, but you said it at random to this guy, like you was throwing me in the back of the bus, when your conversation was supposed to be about Jason the Racist and your encounter with him when he said the things allegedly that he said to your mother. But why do you have to mention me and I had nothing to do with that? That was not necessary. You could have left that part out.
No, fuck that. You want your information on this? I suggest you go and get it elsewhere. Same thing go for Reed. When you said Reed was talking about me on the video a couple days ago.
First of all, if you had any questions, you should have asked me. Now, I don't give a fuck what you think at this point, because even if I try to explain everything, it will go in one ear and out the other with you. It's just how you are. I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about what he say either. Cause I'm gonna be honest. Everybody in this motherfucking group two-faced it. See, I'm one of the realest ones, because what I want somebody to know, I'll tell them. I don't do two-faced shit.
Well, let me ask you a question then. Why the hell did you not say I wasn't going to send you nothing? Why would you lie and ask me for an email address and told me to text it to you? No, I disagree with that statement. That's just me.
Like the motherfuckers that I had on my channel that was moderators. You know, 2 of them were dope fiends. I took up for them. You know what I'm saying? When people was talking about them, how the way they do people with money, I was nice enough to take up for them. Took up for the other one that couldn't even pay for her own son's funeral. The other one that got fucking long bird claws. Like they trying to mimic, trying to be another Nicki Minaj. I took up for them. When people talked about them, telling me not to have them on my page and shit, I'm done being nice to people. I'm done with that shit. But like I said, I'm grown. I go where the fuck I want to go. It is my duty
I'm done taking internet people seriously. That's what I'm done with.
to warn people about snakes. If somebody said they had a problem with a certain person, I am going to comment and I'm going to let people know my story. And that's that. I don't owe none of y'all motherfuckers no explanation. Y'all ain't motherfucking God. But see, when that nigga was doing that shit to me, the same ones that's being hypocrites, talking about me going on Onan page and a play was made, where was that same energy when that nigga did that shit to me? See, y'all thought that shit was funny. Yeah, go over there and tell Sammy so-and-so Sammy won't talk to him. Yeah, go over there and tell ZX so-and-so ZX won't talk to him. See, y'all was trying to isolate me. Think I forgot about that shit, and everything that I spoke on each and every one of you, it's gonna happen. Some of y'all are already getting y'all payback now because I spoke it into being. I spoke that shit into being. All that shit some of y'all are getting right now. I spoke that shit in the beginning of the year that I hope that's what happened to y'all. And boy, it's happening. And I'm enjoying every bit of it. So miss me with that hypocritical bullshit. I'm not sending nobody no videos. I ain't sending nobody no screenshots. I'm done. Especially if you gonna snake me right after that, right? They always want to talk about accountability. It's motherfuckers that done talk shit about me. It's motherfuckers that done, the same motherfuckers that's hollering and screaming accountability are the same
But you did the same thing too. Okay?
motherfuckers that lied on me and said I
Some
robbed.
things you did the same thing too. You lied and said I was into witchcraft, which you verified yourself that some of the stuff that I predicted was actual stuff that God was telling me.
The bank
I'm not offended, but I'm just pointing to facts. I can't be offended. All I could do is sit there and laugh or just ignore it.
are the same motherfuckers that said that I got charges, said I've been to prison, said what else? Said that
He
I
did
took
not scam no churches. That's a lie too. He did not scam no churches. Because let me tell you something. If you donate something to somebody with no strings attached, legally they cannot be held accountable for anything because they didn't do nothing.
money out of Leah's bank account, all that whole shit. But they want to hold everybody else accountable.
And I find it hypocritical that that bitch gets to talk about myself and everybody else, but then when somebody talk about her, oh my God, I don't like nobody talk about me. Well, bitch, get the fuck out of my goddamn radar, bitch.
Why everybody talking about, oh, he did this and he did that, but these are the same motherfuckers that talked about kidnapping kids, kidnapping minors, threatening to go to Atlanta to harm people, threatening to go to New York to harm people, making threats to go to Maryland to harm people. Same ones that talked about putting me in trunks of vehicles, talked about kidnapping me, cutting my eyelids off, and all that shit. Like I said, y'all all gonna get it back. I already done spoke it into being. All I'm doing is just sitting back and enjoying it. So don't question me about where the fuck I go. That's why some of y'all are in hot water right now with some of these content creators. I don't owe nobody on here no explanation because none of y'all died for me on no cross and none of y'all rose the dead for me on the third day. So I don't owe none of y'all nothing. I don't owe none of y'all Pharisee, phony, hypocrite motherfuckers nothing. Nothing.
Well, let's not
Don't
forget the
ask me to
Edomites
send
now.
y'all nothing.
Let's not forget them Edomites, people.
I ain't sending nothing. You want some receipts on this? Go over the Spooks page and get them on some of them videos. I'm not doing nothing for nobody. I ain't sending nobody no videos. I don't give a fuck what nobody say about me. As long as they don't get up in my own personal space, I don't.
Let me ask you a question. When you say personal space, are you talking about somebody harassing you? Or are you just talking about when you get a notification of someone talking about you, then you willfully went on that page and watched that person knowing that you could have kept your ass from over there? Willfully.
Have no
I'm
interest
just
in
saying, same thing with everybody. C Dub, everybody.
talking to that nigga Sea Devil. The only time I want to talk to him is face to face in the street. Other than that, I don't have nothing more to say to that nigga. That nigga a snake. I'm glad that Onan found out, cause the nigga did it. The nigga did the shit to me, and he gonna continue to do it to people. Some of the people that he claimed that he so called cool with, but he sneak dissing them low key. Where was that same energy at when your friend was getting annihilated? But you, oh, I started to go up there and blah, blah, blah. Nigga, you ain't started to do nothing. If I was annihilating her, you would have came up there and said something. See, I ain't got to sneak diss somebody. If I got something that I want to say to somebody, I'm going to be live and direct. I'm going to tell you how I feel about you. If
Well, you haven't always been that way. Speaking for me, you haven't always been that way. The only time you have is if you were mad at me. So you haven't been that way with me, but I hope that changes.
I don't like you, I'ma tell you I don't like you. I ain't gonna sit up there and say, no, we good, but then behind your back, I don't like that whole ass nigga. Like I said, I got a lot of motherfucking shit on the recorder right now. If I released half of this shit, y'all gonna be like, well, damn, motherfuckers done talked about their own mamas, talked about their mamas like a dog. If I released half of this shit, y'all will be amazed at some of this shit that I got recorded. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I'm done. I'm done being nice. Leave me the fuck alone. You don't want me to say nothing about you, then you keep my name out your mouth. But if somebody invite me to come on their platform, I'ma come on their platform. You come over there fucking with me, I'ma make sure that person block you. Don't come following, stalking me. Y'all not gonna silence my motherfucking voice. Y'all not gonna try to run me off no internet. I'm still here. 19 years strong on this motherfucker. And I'm gonna be here. Anyway, y'all, peace.
All right, people. Yeah, there was a lot of loopholes in this video, but other than that, people should be honest with everybody, to their fellow man, woman, and child, to be honest.